my side.
So please give me the recording.
Yeah, Manju, you can record. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so no problem. Right, fine. Where we are. So what is the type of instance it is? Is it a default or named instance? Default instance. Okay, so if you see MS SQL Server means, in the folder name, if you see MS SQL Server means it is a default instance. Okay, right? If you see instance name, like for example, my instance name is Batch 39 and I am installing SQL Server 2019. Now tell me the folder name.
15.0 named instance.
You don't find 0 in the folder name. Okay, 15.batch 39, MS SQL 15.batch 39 means 2019 installed and it was named instance. Instance name is batch 39. Okay, right? Clear, guys?
Yeah.
If you install default instance, for the default instance only you can see MS SQL Server. Okay, default instance, while connecting you have to give computer name, but in the folders, in the services, everything will be named as MS SQL Server only. So if you see MS SQL Server means which instance has been installed in the machine, default instance has been installed in the machine. If you see instance name batch 38, batch 39 like that, or else any name other than this MS SQL Server, that means named instance installed with that particular name. Clear? If you go inside this instance root directory, okay, there will have some different folders like backup folders, data folder, okay, and you can see all the backup files will be stored in this location by default, backup folder. All your data files and log files for all the databases will be stored in this location. This is master database. We have system databases, right? We will have 4 system databases for each SQL server. Database means collection of 2 files. One is data file, second one is log file. So master database data file, this is master database log file. Model database data file, model database log file. MSDB data file, MSDB log file. TempDB data file, TempDB log file. As of now, there are no databases. User databases are created, right? You can see only 4 system database data files. 4 system database means 4 into 2, 8 files will be there. You can see 8 files are there here. Okay, each database will have 2 files. One is data file, second one is log file, right? So this is all about the folders. Right. So services also will be installed. When you install SQL Server, new services also will be installed. So where I can see the services, can anyone tell me? I want to see the services of SQL Server.
Services.msc.
Very good. Okay, so services.msc, then only the software will work. Okay, if the service is not running, the software won't work. Okay, right? So we are going to see the services. Once you install SQL Server, how many services are going to be installed from SQL Server side? Okay, we'll discuss those services. In the meanwhile, SQL Server will be in the management studio will be installed. Right. Is here the services will be in jump order. Okay, so just click on this name, it will come A to Z format. Okay, just click on this name once. Okay, this is main service, guys. This is here what is you can, it is running status. If it is stopped, you cannot connect to the SQL Server. It has to up and running. If this service is stopped, your databases will be down, your server will be down. If your server is down, your application will be down. If your application is down, business loss will be there. Lot of money will be lost. Okay, so customers don't agree if your business is down. Remember, guys, if this service is down, that's it. Your SQL Server is down. Make sure the service is up and running. You can see the status under status column. You can see the status as running. If you don't see any status like blank, that means these services are not running. See here, the service blank is there. This service blank is there. These are the different services not related to the SQL Server. And from SQL Server side, the browser service is not running. You can see here, okay, disabled state. If you want to start the service, you have to enable the service first, then you have to start the service, then only you can see start button, right? So see here from SQL Server side, how many services are running? the database engine main service. This is the one. Okay. How can you identify the main service? You can see SQL Server in the brackets. You can see instance name. I told you, right? If you install default instance, you can see the services with MS SQL Server. Got it? Imagine you install Batch 39 instance. Now, what is the service name?
SQL Server Batch
Will be there
39.
batch 39.
Very good. Okay. So you can see SQL Server Batch 39 in the bracket. So each instance will have its own service, guys. If you install one more instance here, it will create one more service. Okay, it will create one more service with that instance name. So no services are going to overlap with each other. There is no conflict between the services. Why? Because one more service will be created with a different name. Same SQL Server service will be there, but in the brackets, the instance name will be there. As it is default instance, that's why you can see the service name as MS SQL Server. And remember, guys, once you install one SQL Server, 6 services will be created. Okay, once you install one SQL Server, 6 services will be 6 services will be created. What are those 6 services? Can anyone tell me? In these 6, 3 are specific services, 3 are shared services. Okay, what are the 3 specific services? Your database engine service is a specific service. Okay, and SQL Server agent service is a specific service. Full text service is a specific service. These are the specific services. What it means? Means if you install multiple copies of SQL Server, multiple specific services will be created. If you install one more SQL Server, one more database engine will be created with that instance name. One more SQL Server agent will be created with that instance name. One more full text service will be created with that instance name. Okay, 3 shared services are there. What are the shared services? SQL Server browser service. This is shared service. Okay, only one browser service will be there for whole Windows machine. Even though if you install 50 instances, only one browser service will be there for all the instances. Only one browser service. Okay, SQL Server VSS Writer. SQL Server VSS Writer. This is also only one service will be there. Okay, these are all shared services. Okay, these are all shared services. That means shared means what? Only one per, like we just discussed about the PG example. In the PG, only one TV will be there for room. It's a shared service. Only one washing machine will be there for that particular floor or for the whole PG. That is a shared service, right? But you will have your own assets. You will have your own laptop. You will have your own smartphone. That is a specific service. Each one will have its own assets. In the same way, specific means each instance will have its own services. Shared means all the instance will depends on these shared services. Only once per machine. These are once, these services are one copy for one instance. If you install 2 copies, 2 database engines will be created, 2 SQL Server agents will be created, 2 SQL Server full text services will be created. If you install multiple copies, multiple services will be created for each instance. Is it clear, guys? So how to identify if the service is running or not, and make sure the service is showing as running. If it is not running, imagine if the service is stopped, you have to start this service. I'll explain how to start this service and all. Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Is it clear? You can see here for default instance, these are the services: full text service, brackets MS SQL Server. This is MS SQL Server full text service. If you install batch 39 full text service will be created. Okay, that's why I told you, right? In the PG, if you're staying in the PG, we usually have a habit of writing our names on the plates, right? Whatever asserts we are using, we are going to write our names on the plates. Why? Because sometimes might be people by mistake, okay, they are going to use our plates and all. right? So that's why we will have our own plate. We are going to write our name in the same way. Each service, okay, if you see here SQL Server, if one more SQL Server service is going to be installed, then one more SQL Server service will be created, right? So if there is no name in the brackets, again overlap will come, conflict will come, right? So each own service will have its own name. If you see name in the brackets, these are the specific services. If you don't see name, this is the shared service. You can see for browser service, there is no name. For VSS writer, there is no name. That means these are the shared services. Clear? So these are the specific services and these are the shared services. And again, if your database engine, okay, this is the database engine service, SQL Server, in the brackets you can see MS SQL Server. This has to be up and running, then only your databases will be available. If this service is down or this agent service is down, usually if agent is down, all the jobs will be failed. If this service is down, all the databases will go to offline. If databases went to offline, the application will go down. If application go down, business loss. Okay, so these are the services will be created. So now tell me, in case if I install one more instance, okay, how many other services will be created? How many extra services will be added? I have installed SQL 2019, SQL Server 2019, okay, named instance. Now tell me, how many extra services will be added?
Database engine.
Very good.
SQL Server agent
Very good.
Full text service.
Very good.
services. That's
Right.
fine.
Okay. So
Okay.
browser is already existed. VSS writer is already existed. So again, it won't install. Only these three services are okay. Services we have to call it as services. These three services will be created with that particular instance name. Yes. Tell me.
Sir, shared services here only browser and VSS writer only.
Yes. For SQL Server 2017 onwards, from 2017 onwards, we have only these two as a shared services. Earlier, SQL Server 2012, 2014, we have one more shared services, that is Active Directory Helper. Okay, Active Directory Helper. That is also one more shared services, but you cannot see this service from 2017 onwards. Okay, before 2017, like 2016, 2014, you can see this service also, Active Directory Helper. Okay, now we are not getting this service, Active Directory Helper. Only a browser VSS writer we can see as a shared service.
So after 2017 onwards, only 5 services only.
Yes, 5 services only. By default, you will get one more CEIP service. You will get this CEIP service. Okay. This is also like used for the CEIP services and all. We are not going to use this CEIP service, but automatically this CEIP services will come for SQL Server 2017 onwards, for 2017 and 2019 also. We are not going to use this CEIP services.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Right. So management studio is
Sir, here, one minute. Sir.
yeah. Tell me.
Sir, services. Can you? Here, how can we find the default service? Earlier you told us we can find the shared services and default services. How can we find that one?
Which one?
So here how can మనం ఏ రకంగా ఫైండ్ చేస్తాం సార్ డిఫాల్ట్ సర్వీసెస్ అని ఏ రకంగా ఫైండ్ చేస్తాం నేమింగ్ కాకుండా ఎలా ఫైండ్ చేయొచ్చు ఇక్కడ
The only one way is naming. The only one way is naming. There is no other way to find whether it is a default or not. So if we have a way, simple way, just by looking the instance name, we can easily identify the default instance, right? MS SQL Server means default instance only. The only way is just by looking the services, you can find. There is no other way. If you go to the properties and all, you don't see this is a default instance, named instance and all. Okay, nowhere you can see. Just by looking the name of the service, you can identify. If you see MS SQL Server, that is default instance only. If you see any other name in the brackets, that is named instance. Okay, yeah, clear? Any issues, guys? Right. Okay. So management studio is successfully installed. Okay. So now what we can do is, it is asking for restart of the machine. Just restart. Click on this restart button. Automatically this machine is going to be restarted. Restart anyway. again the organization. Okay, so as it is new machine, you can restart it. Okay, new machine usually once everything is ready, then only will connect this machine to the application, right? After this machine is connected to the application, you cannot restart whenever you want. Okay, once this machine is mapped with the application, you cannot restart the database services whenever you want. For that, you have to follow a separate protocol, change request. You have to raise a change request. You have to take the proper approvals. Once the change is approved, then only you have to restart the server. Till then you cannot restart. But now the server is fresh server, new server. Nothing is created, no databases are there. Simply we have installed and we have created that. Just we have installed and we have installed the management studio server and management server. But this new server, right? Okay, just a minute. The server is going to be rebooted. Equals to 1.7, right? Okay, so now I just restarted this machine. As we have discussed, we have installed management studio also, so we can connect to the existing instance, right? So other than services.m, very good. Okay, so let me open configuration manager. Okay, I'll show you the configuration manager also. Just 1 minute, guys, just 1 minute. My baby is not allowing me to take the class. Just 1 minute. Okay, so let me open configuration manager. In the meanwhile, I'll open management studio. How to open management studio, guys? How can I open management studio?
Windows or SSMS.
Right. Okay, so for older version, if you type Windows or SSMS, usually it is going to open. Now for latest versions like 2017, 2019 and all, this shortcut won't work. Okay, so then how to open management studio? Just click on this Windows button, type SS or SSMS. Okay, if you type SS also, it will open. You can see here Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. How to open configuration manager?
SQL Server Manager 14.msc.
Very good. Okay, so there is a long cut, so you have to go to this Windows button, type configuration manager. That is one way. Okay, type configuration manager. That is one way, so that you can see configuration manager. Okay, and you can connect to it. Okay, this is SQL Server 2017 configuration manager. The another way is Windows or SQL Server Manager. Okay, you have to give the build number of the version. So for 2017, right, I have installed. What is the build number for 2017? 14, right? 14.msc. Yeah, just no need of 0, just 14.msc. Okay, SQL Server Manager 14.msc is the shortcut to open configuration manager. If you want to open 2019 configuration manager,
15.msc.
15.msc.
yes, okay, SQL Server Manager 15.msc. So you can open using this shortcut. Okay, so go to the SQL Server services. You can see the services. Okay, in the services.msc, services.msc is the common repository for all the services, right? You can see lot of services. In those services, SQL Server is also one service. Here in the configuration manager, it is dedicated service, means all the SQL Server services you can see in the configuration manager dedicated to the SQL servers. All the SQL Server services, only SQL Server services, all the SQL Server services you can see in the configuration manager. Of course, you cannot see that VSS writer and all. Okay, you can see a default instance, database engine service, a full text service for default instance, and agent service for default instance. Of course, browser service also you can see. Okay, so you cannot see VSS writer, it's a OS level service, right? So these are the services you can see. So there is a trick with the this one configuration manager. Can you see older version services in the configuration manager? So for example, I have installed 2017 2019 in my machine. I have opened 2017 configuration manager. Can I see 2019 services in the
No.
2017 configuration manager?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a limitation. There is a limitation with the configuration manager. You cannot see higher version services in the older version of or lower version of configuration manager. You cannot see higher version services in the lower version configuration manager. As it is 2017 configuration manager, you cannot see 2019 services here. I have 2019 configuration manager. I have installed 2017 and 2019. I have opened 2019 configuration manager. Now can I see 2017, 2019 or 2019 services I can see?
2017 and 2019 we can see.
Okay, so in the higher configuration manager, we can see lower version services, but in the lower configuration manager, lower version configuration manager, we cannot see higher version services. Okay, in case if you have, imagine, see, I have 2012 installed, 2014 installed, 2016 installed in my machine. I just opened 2014 configuration manager. Now what and all services I can see?
2012, 2014.
Yes, okay. So I can see the lower version services. Okay, I can see in the configuration, higher version configuration manager. But if I open 2012 configuration manager, I can only see 2012 services. I cannot see 2014 and 2016. If I open 2016 configuration manager, I can see all the services, 2012, 2014, 2016 services also I can see. Clear, right? Clear, guys? Any issues, any doubts? Simply, you cannot see higher version services in the lower version configuration manager. You can see lower version services in the higher version configuration manager. That's it. Okay, fine. So SSMS is opened like this. Okay, so once you open SSMS, now it is going to ask to connect to the server, right? So now you can connect to the server. As we have already installed SQL Server, now I can connect to the SQL Server. Automatically this connect button will come. In case if it is not coming, okay, you can connect. This plug button is there, right? Plug symbol. Just click on this plug symbol. This is connect button. Click on this plug symbol and you can see this window will come. So every time as a DBS, we are going to connect to the database engine only. If you want to connect to analysis services and all, you can connect from this drop down: analysis services, reporting services, integration services and all. But our 90% work will, as a DBS, our work will be on database engine only. So make sure database engine is selected here at the server type. Server name, of course, you have to give the server name. Why? Because if multiple servers are there, to which server you are going to connect, you have to provide the name, right? So this is my server name. Why I didn't give any name, right? Why it took this name? Any idea? What is this name?
Default instance it is.
So what is this name?
Named instance.
Is it a default or named instance? Guys, tell me now.
Named
A named instance.
Name
Maybe
list.
by default it will become.
Actually, if it is named,
Your computer name.
you have slash and instance name.
Right. Okay.
It's
So very good.
name.
Very good for all of your responses. Okay. I'm appreciating like you are at least responding. Okay. Right or wrong. That's great. Right. So this is the computer name, guys. This is not named instance. Okay. This is the computer name. This is the default instance. So default instance. Okay. While connecting, you have to give the computer name, right? So that's why by default it is taking computer name. How can I check the computer name? In two
by
ways.
dragging the server.
Yeah, in two ways I can check it. One is this PC properties. Okay, this PC, right click properties. Okay, you can see here computer name Win5. You can see here. Okay, let me minimize this one. Right, see Win5G MCL C8 7B51T Win5G MCL 87B5IT. Okay, so you can see this is my computer name. What is the other way to check the computer name?
Drag the server name.
Drag the server name.
Command prompt.
In command
Prompt.
Okay, so you can check using a command prompt. The command is host name. Okay, if you type host name, then also you can find the server name. You can see Win5GML. Okay, GMLC 87B5IT. Same 5GMLC 87B5IT. Is there any other way? Someone is saying drag the server, something like that. I don't know that way.
No. Actually, if the default in the name instance, I thought.
Oh, this one. Okay, you are saying this one. Okay, okay.
In the browser, the database region.
Yes. Okay, so by default it is a computer name, guys, not a default, sorry, not a named instance. This is default instance only. But default instance, how can we connect to the default instance? By giving computer name, you can connect to the default instance, right? So automatically it just pull the computer name. This is my computer name or server name, and click on connect button. Okay, now you are connected to the instance. Okay, so this is how we can connect to any instance. Expand this one, and you can see who connected with the help of administrator. We just connected. This is the server name, this is the build number. So the server name contains three parts: server name, build number, and with which connection, with which login name you have connected to the server. This is my login name. Using this login name I have connected to the server. Right? Clear, guys? Any issues, any doubts? Fine. Right, so this is my default instance. Okay, let me go with this. Okay, again I'm clicking on connect button. I'm just giving dot. I'm connecting. Again, just click on connect button. I'm going to give local. Okay, so let me give local like this in the brackets. Connecting. Let me connected. Let me again click on connect button. Let me type local host. Okay, so if you see now, how many instances are there in my machine? Four. So I have 4 instances, right? But why I can see only 4 services? 4 instances means 4
Only
into 3.
one instance, sir.
Okay, in the services.msc also we can see only 3 services, 3 specific services. 4 instances means 4 into 3, 12 services should be there, right?
These all are same, sir. Only one instance, sir.
Very good. Okay, so a small example is all will have different names. Okay, our parents will call with a different name, with pet names, and our friends will call with a different name, and official records will have different name. Okay, so of course your siblings will call with different names. Okay, everyone is going to call me only with different names, right? In the same way, these are the different names for the default instance. Dot, you can simply give dot to connect to the default instance, guys. You can simply give dot to connect to the default. Dot means computer name. In the Windows language, dot means computer name. So no need to give the whole computer name. You can simply give the dot so that by default it will be connected to the default instance. Why I'm explaining you is, if you go to the company, some of your colleagues may connect like this. In any way, they are going to connect to the default instance. So you cannot ask them, hey, where is the computer name? Where is the server name? Why you gave only dot? Okay, so dot represents computer name. Dot is the shortcut for the computer name. So you have to know in how many ways we can connect to the default instance. Okay, these are all different ways to connect to the default instance. I have only one instance. Don't think I have 4 names. I don't think, okay, I'm existed for 4 times.
मैं
I'm
पढ़
only
लेती
have,
हूँ इतनी बड़ी हो जाको भी
please mute, please
क्या
mute,
की
please,
कोर्स है
please mute. Farjana,
म्यूजिक में
Farjana.
oh sorry thank you
Okay, fine. Right, so don't think 4 instances are there in my machine. Only one instance is there. I just connected in 4 ways. Okay, these are the different ways I can connect to my default instance. Okay, so don't think there are 4 instances existed in my machine. Only one instance, but connected in multiple ways. Okay, right? So these are the different ways, and I am giving you the assignment, and find out what are the other ways we have to connect to the default instance. We have other 2-3 ways also. These are 4 common ways, most popularly used ways to connect to the default instance. We have extra 2-3 ways also there. The assignment is, find out the ways, how many ways we can connect to the default instance. What are the ways we can connect to the default instance? Okay, so that is the assignment for today. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we are going to connect tomorrow and we'll discuss tomorrow how to create the databases and all, right? And I'll explain about the system databases. What is a system database? How many system databases are there? How they are going to be helpful? So we are going to discuss about the system databases in the next class. After creating a database, we'll discuss about these databases, system databases also. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we are good to close session for today.
Actually, for the lower version, how we need to connect for the 2003 and the 2000 server?
2000,
2000 and 2003.
2003 server is there, first of all.
In some organization.
That is from Windows 11, not SQL Server.
Okay, let me reopen.
Yes,
Let me reopen the meeting. Okay, let me reopen the meeting. In case if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, let me reopen the meeting. You can ask the questions. Please join. Okay.